So the time has finally come for me to talk about a game that has touched all lives of young and old, including myself. The game I'm talking about is Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. And I will try to cover as much as possible because I notice I still skip some shit in my Crash 2 review. I'm above that, I apologize. It won't happen again. This will definitely be a lot of fun to cover, as I love it, but at the same time, I want to break the damn thing. Are you looking for the best reviews that you could ever get out of a retro game? Well, I'm here, folks. That's right, I am John's Reviews. Now enjoy this excellent review as I cover this beautiful game, or shitty game, whichever it is that I review. Enjoy! Crash Bandicoot 3 was quite possibly a bestseller when it released on November 4th, 1998. People have so much nostalgia for this game, and so do I. I played this game countless times when I was a kid, and I can remember not giving a shit, because I was a kid. And by the way, that release date? Yeah, 1 year after the second game. How about that? However, because of the amount of success that game had, everybody was questioning whether or not Naughty Dog played their trump card too early. The answer is a little bit of yes and no. Don't worry, impatient viewers, I'll explain why later. But for shit's sake, I'll split the review into two parts. The first covering the yeses, and the second covering the nos. But first, story, because I'll do what I want, it's my review. After Dr. Nitrous Brio helps us with destroying the Cortex Vortex, some of the remains crash land onto an ancient ruin. That same ruin was housing the evil twin brother of Aku Aku. You know, this guy. And he talks now. Yes, he's voiced by Mel Winkler. He then hears the evil laugh and tells the Bandicoots, and the polar bear, to get inside. Then we see that this guy's name is Uka Uka. He's voiced by Clancy Brown, who is also the voice of Cortex. Or at least he used to be before Lex Lang took over. So as it turns out, Cortex has been working for Uka Uka all this time, and Uka Uka is tired of failing countless times. So he hired Entropy, a master of time and the being responsible for creating the time machine, because those crystals are still out there across different times, like medieval, ancient Egypt, the Ice Age, the Great Wall of China, prehistoric times for some reason, and even the world-famous Colosseum located in Rome. Oh, and the future. Alright, in the warp room, so let's enter my name. What's my name, though? Jizzy! Why not? So after all this, we finally get some gameplay, and holy shit! The controls are still good. Crash is just as tight as he was in the second game, which is a good thing. Another good thing is that the warp room actually looks and feels like a warp room. So now let's talk about the yeses. I already explained the controls, so I'll leave that alone. The crystals and gems make their return, and they serve a much better purpose. Sorry, Embryo. Oh, and somebody saw my previous video and said, "You didn't go to just by the real color names, you asshole!" Okay, fine, I'll do that right now. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Topaz, and Amethyst. You're welcome. You bitch. The levels have a really good variety, and they all play very nicely. It's a balanced mix of casual and hardcore gameplay. That's good. You can still high jump, power slide, belly flop, spin, jump, and crouch. But now there are power-ups that give you extra boosts to beat the game. There's the super belly flop, the double jump, the death tornado spin, a bazooka that shoots Wampa fruit, and the ability to run faster than normal. My least favorite is the super belly flop. Its only purpose is to break certain crates that require it. Well, that's a bunch of boo. But the game is still tons of fun. The bonus stages and death routes are back, there are secret levels as well, and the bosses! Oh my god! They finally got it right this time! The bosses actually feel challenging, and even as a 17-year-old about to turn 18, I still have troubles with Entropy. Now that's a boss in my book. Oh, and the death animations make their return too. They're as wacky as Animaniacs, and sometimes as dark as Billy and Mandy. Like this one. That poor Bandicoot! All he ever wanted was the big, juicy crystal! Anyway, I really don't see how Naughty Dog could go awry with this game. Oh. And now the nose. Once we get the good stuff out of the way, we then get to the shit that almost kept me from making this review. First of all, Coco is playable now. Why is this a thing? She rides around on a tiger, a jet ski, a plane, and oh wait, that's it. Oh, and also a ship. When she fights Engine. There are also, with the addition of crystals and gems, time relics that need to be collected. I really don't like these things! They are a death sentence. A one-way ticket to hell. It is the possible cause of a total damnation on this planet. The levels still have the idea of patience in their design, similar to Crash Bandicoot 1, except you can't be patient now because you got a clock up your ass! And the vehicles have been overdone. Are you shitting me? This is a platformer! In Crash 2, when you got a level that wasn't a platformer, you felt like you were actually taking a break from the true asset or genre of the game. It felt nice to actually play something that wasn't a platformer. But in this game, it feels like you want to play platformers more than kart racers or other vehicular levels. In Crash 2, only 17% of the game consisted of vehicles, and that only counts vehicles that you used like any time in that game. In this game, about 52% is filled with vehicles. That is a problem. That means only 40% of the game is platformer. That is less than half of the game. What? Okay, let's forget about that for a second. Talk about the secret levels. Now, if this warp room doesn't remind you of Dexter's Lab, I don't know what will. There are 5 secret levels, 2 being super secret. How do you get them? Simple. Grab relics. Ugh. You go through the level again after collecting the crystal to acquire a relic. If your time was weak, you get sapphire. If it was good, you get gold. And if it was record-breaking, you get platinum. I say that because platinum relics are f***ing insane. Don't even bother collecting these. Go for gold or sapphire. You'll get the same ending. Okay, now for the main event, the final boss. Did Naughty Dog learn their lesson? The answer is yes. Thank God. We have a real boss fight with Cortex, with the masks fighting as well to serve as an obstacle. When we defeat Cortex, Uka Uka says we need to get the gems in order to claim our victory. Do you remember Entropy from before? Well, he died. We killed him. Cortex warned us that without Entropy, the time-twisting machine could destroy us all! But who cares? So we grab all our gems, hit this alien sign, grab this pterodactyl, and wait. Are you shitting me? Even these asinine levels have relics. Fuck! Alright, we got everything. Let's go beat Cortex again. Yeah! We did it! We saved the world. The machine then grows unstable and it destroys everything. Our heroes were able to flee the machine, but as for Cortex, well, let's just say we won't see him until the next game. At the end of the credits, you get the times that were recorded by the staff themselves, and yeah, screw that, I'm not going for those. My favorite boss is Dingodile because he's awesome, and he has a flamethrower. My least favorite is Engine because A, you play as Coco, and B, no checkpoint at the second phase. But other than that, I enjoyed the bosses this time. You know, this game really does hold up. Yes, there are a lot of frustrating moments in the game, but I can put all that aside and say that this game is still worth playing in 2016. And who knows, maybe we'll see this marsupial back in action. But for now, I give Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped a 7 out of 10. After this game, Naughty Dog had time for one more before their contract with Universal Interactive expired. So they did something they never did before. A kart racer. That's right, folks. Tune in next time when I take a look at Crash Team Racing, aka my favorite game of all time. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. Have a great rest of your day. This has been John's Reviews. I hope you have enjoyed this excellent review. Give it a like, comment, and favorite it, and subscribe to the channel. Whatever you gotta do to get the word spread across the entire world. Have a great rest of your day. This has been John's Reviews. Even though I probably already said that in the video. But...
It sounded like you were smoking a big doobie in the air.
Oh, you remember what happened in the second game when you wouldn't grab the crystal? Well, that happens again in this game. Except now, Aku Aku yells at you. Instead of Cortex. Cue the more you know.